Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's Lunchtime Lessons with Lauren. Sorry I'm a little bit late, but I'm sure no one was waiting for that long. So this week we are doing a lunchtime lesson with Lauren on how to use Chat GPT to explore different careers. So I don't necessarily have a PowerPoint like I usually do for these presentations, but I'm just going to share my screen and go straight to Chat GPT to kind of show you guys how I use it, sometimes in a session with clients, or sometimes just to help me learn about different career options that are available to my clients. So if you are watching this on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube Live, you can feel free to um, enter information into the comments. You can ask questions. You can ask me to use ChatGPT to explore a career that you're interested in. So as we go through, if something pops up in your brain, just throw it into the chat and I can address it while we talk. Lunchtime lessons with Lauren are usually on Thursdays at 1 o'clock. I try and do different career related topics. Like in the past, we've talked about offer negotiation, resume writing, LinkedIn profile development. So if you have a topic that you're interested in, you can also leave that in the chat, and I can do a lesson on a topic of interest from the audience. Um, but let's dive in. So this again, this will be about a 10 to 15-minute lesson on ChatGPT. Um, and boop, let's get started. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. So I'm using the ChatGPT from OpenAI. It's version 3.5. So this is the free version. I'm not paying for this yet. I might in the future. Um, but a lot of times when I'm working with clients, they come to me and they're expressing that they feel stuck or they know what they're currently doing, they're not loving it, but they can't really think about anything else that they would rather do instead. Or I'm talking with clients that are so new in their career that they just kind of know things that they're good at and skills they have and interest areas that they have, but they're not quite sure how to like convert that into a career. Um, and a lot of times when we can't make a decision or we can't come up with information, it's just because we just don't have enough ideas. And a great way to get ideas is by doing some research online or talking to people. So ChatGPT is kind of like a pretty good synergy of those two. So it uses that language-based model to kind of produce the content, and it's also just something that you can use to kind of tap into um, a different thing that you're trying to learn without talking to somebody first. A lot of times, like talking to someone if you're interested in going in a different career direction or if you have a different idea, that's a little bit intimidating because you feel like you don't know enough to talk to somebody. So ChatGPT can be used as a way to help you learn more about an idea or just to help you generate ideas in the first place. um, so I have like three different scenarios here that I'm going to go through. So if you're a person and you're currently in a role but you're kind of like N you know that you wanna move on and you wanna take the next step, but, like, you're not sure what that is for you, you can ask ChatGPT about it. So you could say something like, "I'm a social media, coordinator, um, period. What's the next step in my career?" Like, you can be just as, like, straight up with it as that. Then you hit enter, and then ChatGPT is gonna give you her ideas. So I usually just wait for this to populate, obviously, and then you can kind of look through. And some of these ideas you might have already thought of, and some of them you might not have thought of. So, if you're learning about something here that you don't know a lot about, you can ask more questions. So if brand manager is standing out to you and you're thinking to yourself, well, I've been a coordinator for 2 years, like, can I really become a brand manager? You can ask yourself, or sorry, you can ask ChatGPT, How many years of experience does a brand manager need? So, and it will tell you. And again, like you do want to verify and check this information, but it seems like typically it requires 3 to 5 years. And I'm sure with any kind of job, if it's asking for 3 to 5 years with specific experience, if you've gained that experience within 2 years, that means that this is a good position for you to apply to. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I've heard a little bit about being a brand manager. Where can I find a job that I can work as a brand manager? Um, so you can also ask, what. So I'm just outside of Philadelphia. I'm in the Philadelphia area, so that's the example I'm going to use. But you could ask ChatGPT, what companies hire brand managers in the Philadelphia area? So this can kind of help you start to ideate about employers that could go on your target employer list. You can't ask ChatGPT, what companies are hiring right now because it doesn't have that up to date information. Um, but this will just give you an idea of maybe some target companies that are in your area that you could look into. Once you start looking into companies, if you're thinking, okay, maybe I still have a little bit of a gap in my experience, I don't quite have the 3 years, you could even ask it, what skills should I sharpen in order to become a brand manager? And it will give you some more ideas about skills that you can work on. Um, some of these skills might be things that you can, if you're in a current role and you're thinking, okay, I want to pivot away from this in 3 to 6 months. Maybe you could take on a project or look at your project through a marketing strategy lens or a consumer behavior lens. But these might be some skills here might show up that you can start to incorporate more of into your work so that you can get more of these skills onto your resume in order to help you prepare for that job search. You know, 3 to 6 months from now. So I'm going to open a new chat here. And again, these are all just examples and um, uh, just like ways that I've used this in the past. So if you're somebody and you aren't even sure like what the heck you want to do at all, but you know that you have certain skills, you might say something like, creative. I'm really honest with my chat gpt. So if you're a person that really wants to find a job where you're helping people, you're being creative, and you're doing research because those are areas that you're really good at or things that you're interested in doing, but you don't want to sit behind a desk all day. I hear this all the time. Tell ChatGPT about your hopes and dreams and see what kind of ideas that it comes up with. And then just similar to the first chat, if you see something here that makes sense to you, like community outreach coordinator, continue to ask it questions. Like you might even say, okay, I have a bachelor's degree in, oops, in history. Um, of the jobs listed, what am I qualified for? And again, you do want to verify this information, but if you were interested in the community outreach coordinator role, now again, you want to verify, but you know that your degree in history would be a good fit, and it kind of explains even how it would be. So with this information, this can kind of help you reflect on the experience you've gained through your professional and academic career so far. And it could tell you some skills that you want to make sure that you're focusing on your resume when you're trying to attract employers that are hiring community outreach coordinators. You could also take this chat in another direction and also ask it, what are some nonprofits in the Philadelphia area that employ community outreach coordinators? And you can see, what ChatGPT has to say about that. Philly Works, Philly Fight, Project Home. So these are all nonprofits in the Philadelphia area that hire outreach coordinators. So this is a great jumping off point for, again, your target employer list and your networking efforts. If you're trying to start your network, these companies might be a good place to start, and reaching out to people that currently have that title that you're searching for would be a good place to start too. So you can connect with people in the industry, in the area that you're interested in going into, and just start asking them questions about what a day in their life looks like, what would be important to put on the resume, what their likes and dislikes are. So you can really get a feel for the industry that you're starting to explore. All right, last one. And I start a new chat each time. So you could say, even, I'm good at playing sports, building relationships, and solving problems. What job should I consider? And so on and so forth. So it does really help to talk to a career professional when you're considering these ideas, because a career coach can really help you kind of weigh your options, give you some strategies, some targeted strategies for networking and job searching in these new areas that you're trying to explore, and can really just talk to you about, your skills, your values, your interests, and just make sure that, these pieces of you are aligning with the jobs that you're considering. It also just does help to talk to people when you're trying to make any kind of career change, or you're trying to explore any kind of options, because, like ChatGPT, other people can also provide you with some good ideas to explore. Not every recommendation that people give you is something that you need to look into if you don't feel like it resonates with you, but talking to a career professional, or people that know you and know your work, are also helpful people to talk to, in addition to, the support that you could get from artificial intelligence, to just help you start to ideate and take some steps down the path to explore the ideas that you're coming up with. If anybody has any questions or wants to see ChatGPT in action, you can put something into the comments right now. The next lunchtime lesson with Lauren is going to be in the first Thursday of May. I think it's May 2nd, but I'm not 100% sure, at 1 o'clock as well. So again, my name is Lauren Barlow. I'm the owner of Lauren Barlow Career Coaching, and I work with new to mid-range career professionals who are trying to make a transition. So if that sounds like you and you're interested in exploring options, please visit laurenbarlowcareercoaching.com, or message me on any of the platforms where I'm streaming, and we can chat to have a consultation and see if it's a good idea to work together. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Bye.